are here with Nick Vosinek from Polaris. Nick?
Yeah, good day here. You know, some spring riding, but really big group, 25 riders today. It was a good day.
So Nick was gracious enough to let us try out, and the group of people that were with us, the 3 demo VR1s that he brought with us, and all 25 people in the group got to switch around and ride them. And what kind of feedback are you hearing from those riders?
Yeah, so they weren't all VR1s. First of all, we had the 850 VR1 137, we had the all-new Assault 650 146, and the Indy Launch 650, and everybody's blown away by the power of the 650. That seems to be the resounding feedback, just completely shocked at how strong that motor is, and felt that it kept up with the 850s everywhere. So, you know, everybody loved that. Everybody loved the way you can move around on the sled. You can get right over that front spindle and keep that sled flat as a pancake in the corner. Everybody loved the gauge. Of course, the gauge is a home run. I don't know, you tell me. You heard from folks.
Oh yeah, I mean, my brothers are here, and they got a chance to ride it, which was something that we wanted to make sure that, you know, they've been diehard Skidoo riders for a long time, so we'd like to see them on a Polaris.
Actually, we had a lot of Skidoo riders in the group. And,
yeah.
You know, Sam's coming off a 19. Cooper made the switch off an 850 E-Tech, and you know, look, Skidoo makes a great sled, but I'll tell you, I think we've got the trail weapon today, and just how maneuverable it is, and obviously the power of the engine. A lot of folks commented on how smooth our engines were, both 650 and 850, zero vibration, none whatsoever, and that, you know, the Skidoo riders really picked up on that.
They did,
which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that new 650 is so smooth. That and the power, which is so good.
Oh, it was a really, really good day.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nick.
Hey, my pleasure.
All right. Hey, I'm Lenn Johnson. What's your name?
Sam Fisher.
And where are you from, Sam?
Groton, Massachusetts.
Groton?
Yep.
How long you been riding snowmobiles?
Since 2001.
2001. And what are you currently riding for your sled?
I have Skidoo XRSs. I have 4 of them, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. So we're here today riding the new VR1 Matryx chassis.
Yep.
And we have 3 different versions of it.
Yep.
And you've got a chance to have some seat time on them yesterday and today.
Yep.
So give me your first thoughts. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm a 600 rider, so 850s are sort of not in my wheelhouse.
Right.
The 650 is the first snowmobile I've ever got on, and just out of the gate, perfect for me. I couldn't believe how easily it turned. The new Matryx design, nice and narrow, can move around real easy. The ergonomics are easy. 650 is faster than 600. It's got more power.
Okay.
I was really impressed with the way it rode and the ergonomics, and I'm definitely buying one, actually.
Did you notice the wind protection?
I did. I definitely, having ridden that one, the medium-sized windshield is very important.
Yeah.
Really important.
Yeah. To have a windshield.
Definitely, no
Right.
question about it.
Yeah. And what do you think of that new brake?
Super. Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. I mean, it actually really slows you down fast. You know, usually it's brake and they slide. This somehow really brought me down a pace.
Yeah. What do you think of the new gauge on this Polaris?
On the VR1 Matryx.
Yep.
Just insane.
How old are you?
I'm 58.
And how are your eyes?
Terrible.
It's like mine.
That's why I can't. That's why I can't use a Garmin. I gave up. I bought a Garmin, and I could. That's like watching television.
So you could actually see that gauge without glasses.
Easily.
Oh, awesome.
And you can manipulate it with your glove on.
Right. Guy Philippon? Guy, you had a chance to ride the new VR1?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Very, very nice. Easy to move around the sled to ride aggressively, which is a change from the Axis sled, which is what I have now, an XCR. Very, very nice sled. Very impressed. The wider bars I like a lot. A lot more leverage in the corners.
And what are you riding right now?
A 2020 XCR 850.
All right, so you're already a Polaris guy, so
Yes.
you're getting a chance to try the new chassis. So we're going from the Axis chassis to the VR1.
Yes.
What's the first thing you notice when you get on it?
How much more room there is in the knee area.
All right.
Right away, instantly. Slide forward, aggressive. Knees don't hit the panels. You can even slide further forwards than where the position is comfortably to be more aggressive in the corners. Going into the corner, you can lean into the front ski to keep the sled flatter. Not that you need to, because the sled actually rides pretty flat as it is. Shocks are awesome.
Do you find it just easier to drive?
Oh yeah, very easier to drive. Between the room in the knees and the wider bars, just way easier to drive. A lot less leverage force needed to turn.
Yep.
Much easier, relaxing, easier to ride for a whole day.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
What do you think of that new brake?
That brake, I think, out of everything on the sled, is the most impressive for me.
That was for
and
me too.
Yeah, and I ride an XCR, which has a good brake to begin with.
Yep.
And that brake that's a one-finger brake all day long.
All day long.
And it's awesome.
Yep. How about wind protection? You noticing that?
The one that I had didn't have a windshield. Everything on the knees was good. From here up, I felt, because it doesn't have a windshield. The 650 I rode had a windshield. Awesome protection.
And that was the medium windshield.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome protection. I'd like to ride with my shield cracked all the time. And on the 650, my shield was cracked the whole time.
So what are you going to do for a snow check? You going to get one?
Think if I were to get one, it'd be a VR1 129 850.
129.
Yeah.
Lenn, I'm Cody, Philippon.
All right, Cody. What are you currently driving for a snowmobile?
I've got a 19 Polaris 850 Assault, and I've got a 16 Skidoo 1200.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a chance to try a few different VR1s today?
Yeah. I tried the VR1 137. I tried the Assault 650 146. I really like the 650 power-wise. I was impressed compared to the previous 600s I've driven.
Yep.
But skid's way better than my Assault. The new shock package is really good. I like that a lot.
So it's a little bit more, plush?
A little more plush. Yeah, a little more plush. Front end is just as, pretty, I'd just say the same cornering ability, but better suspended, better suspension-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new cockpit ergonomics and all
Nice
that
and
stuff?
nice and easy to move around on. I like a wider handlebar coming from motorcycles and stuff, so I like the wider handlebar feeling, being able to move up forward in the chassis.
Okay.
So be able to move around a lot, put the weight where you want it. Turns really good. As long as you got a good set of carbides on it, it turns very well.
Right.
So.
And then gauge. What do you think of that new gauge?
I like it. I mean, I'm a tech guy, so I like to be able to plug in my phone and I'll be able to hook it up, do the group ride, and the GPS is nice and clear. I got a GPS on my Skidoo right now, but it's hard to read. So this one, you can see it in the daylight. Really nice.
I'm here with Steve Kliger. Where are you from, Steve?
Hooks, New Hampshire,
And how long have you been riding snowmobiles?
my entire life.
And what else have you been riding your entire life?
Everything, motorcycles, boats, you name it. Anything
So-
with an engine.
So would you consider yourself a guy with a lot of experience?
I'd say so.
What are you currently riding for a snowmobile?
I have a Skidoo Renegade X with the 900 Ace Turbo engine.
Okay. And what did you get a chance to ride today?
Today I rode the Polaris 650 Launch Edition,
Yep.
which is the basic package, but it still has a Matryx chassis.
Yes.
Rode great. The 650 pulls hard. It's smooth. I was immediately comfortable on it, which is hard when you jump off something that you're used to and usually go to something else. But I was able to get right on it and rip, and I was impressed with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see myself owning one of those anytime.
So what did you think about, let's talk about the brake. Did you notice the brake?
Brake's effortless. Yeah, one finger. I'm used to riding with two, but that took a little more getting used to than anything else because it's just so easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then how about the ergonomics for you? You're a shorter guy. What do you think?
Everything was right there. I didn't play with the gauge. I didn't play with anything like that while I was riding. But as far as, your basic controls when you're going, everything felt smooth, comfortable, right where it should be. I felt comfortable in the seating position, leaning forward into it. It was effortless to ride.
Awesome.
Really was. Yeah.
And what'd you think of the basic suspension package? How did that feel?
Smooth.
Really?
Especially for, what it was, with the entry level, without the, velocity shocks and everything. That thing went great, I thought.
Hey, we're here with John McLean. Where are you out of, John?
I'm out of Poland, ride a lot in Rumford.
Poland what?
Poland, Maine.
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 We got a Mainer here. So what are you currently riding?
My main sled is the Assault, so I ride that one a lot.
That's the chassis you prefer.
Yeah.
So John had a chance to ride with us today. Nick from Polaris was kind enough to bring 3 demo sleds with us, and one of them was an Assault. And it was a VR1 chassis, which is what John was interested in trying. So tell me your first feeling when you got on it. What'd you think? Your impressions?
Definitely the shocks are a big improvement. Good smooth ride. Steering was really nice. A little bit more planted in the front. Didn't lift the ski as much in the corners. And just the room. It seems like when you sit down instantly, I'm a tall guy. I got
How
long
tall are
legs.
you?
6'5".
All right.
Yeah, so when I sit down, it's like more knee room right off the bat. I just noticed that. You got more room, and being skinnier, it just seems like I could shuffle around from side to side, just a little smoother,
Sure. All right, I'm here with my brother, Pete Johnson. Pete, tell him what you're currently riding for snowmobiles.
Renegade 850 XRS Turbo right there.
You mean 900 turbo.
Sorry, 900 turbo.
And then what else do you have?
I got a 19850 XC, 129.
Okay.
Okay.
So you had a chance to try the VR1 today. What's your first impression with it?
So in these kind of trails, the XC850 has a lot of inside ski lift, so it's harder to control. This corner's a lot flatter and better than that, and it's a lot easier to drive through the corners.
What do you think of the cockpit area now with all the extra room? Does that help?
Yeah, because you can move your body around a lot easier through the corners, where the standard sleds you have to do a lot more leaning, and your legs are never in the right position as you are in this. You naturally sit in a better position.
So you find it just easier to move around and
Yeah.
lean on this one?
Yeah.
What about the brake?
Brake's excellent, far better than the Skidoo and the 19850.
Okay.
Yep.
What about wind protection? You notice that?
It's pretty good, but the windshield, it's really not that good. But
It says it doesn't have one?
yeah, yeah.
And then how about suspension? What do you comparing to what your Skidoo and stuff? What do you think?
I'd say it's on par with the Skidoo.
Seat?
Better than the 850 that I have. Yeah.
And how about the seat compared to
The
like
seat's
the...
good. It's a lot better than the XC seat,
Okay.
which was a little bit stiffer.
Yep. Hey everybody, Lenn Johnson. I want to interview my daughter Brooke real quick, just to give you female riders a chance to hear it from a female perspective, because she actually rode these sleds yesterday. So here's my daughter Brooke.
I first tried the 650 Indy, and it was a little bit weird from what I'm used to on my Assault, but it rode pretty well, especially without studs, because we didn't have any studs this trip, and the conditions are a little bit weird. But then I tried the Assault, and I liked it a lot better, the 850 Assault Matryx, because the Indy was the Launch, and I definitely felt the shocks difference on the velocity and every shock on the Assault.
So you noticed that when you got off the Launch Edition and got on the Matryx, you could feel the difference not only in the length of the track, because it's a 146,
Yeah.
which is kind of what you're used to, and you could also feel the shocks.
Yeah, it's also, it sits more forward, more up front than my Assault, and kind of feels like a four-wheeler, but after a while you get used to it and it's easier to turn. I like the handlebars, the position, especially on the hooks at the end, I like that. And after getting used to it, I mean, if it had studs it would have been better, but I think it was pretty easy. I have to get used to it, so
And you're used to having studs on your sled.
yeah.
Right. Hi everyone, Lenn Johnson. So I'm back in Pembroke, New Hampshire after riding the new VR1 chassis sleds, so the Matryx chassis sleds, yesterday up in Pittsburg, New Hampshire. I just want to share my thoughts with you and give you a little bit of feedback. We had 25 guys there that rode these sleds. We interviewed quite a few. You know, I got a chance to get back on the chassis just to confirm everything I've already told you guys in other videos that we've done. But basically, the sled's just a lot easier to move around on. It really makes a difference. It's easier to get into the, what I call fighter pilot position, which is when you scoot up to the, front of the tank and get your ski pressure so you can turn, and then when you slide back for traction out of the corners, and when you're leaning off the sled, it's so much easier to lean off the sled now. Polaris has done a phenomenal job, and I really want to thank Nick and his team at Polaris, Marty, Melissa, everybody there for everything that they've done with this new snowmobile. And again, thank you for letting me have the opportunity to try it. And I'm just a regular guy. I'm an electrical contractor by trade, and I'm just sharing my feedback. I've been snowmobiling since 1969, and I've got a lot of experience on a sled, including other people that were with us yesterday, like my brothers Pete and Doug, along with some other friends that were there. This is nothing that Polaris is sponsoring. This is something that my daughter Brooke and I do on our own to try to give you guys something to hold you over till next season and help you make smart choices when you're buying your next snowmobile. That's the only reason we're doing this. Feel free to contact me with questions. I'll try to answer them best I can. And also, you'll see some of the other guys that were there yesterday are on Hardcore Sledder. You can hit them up with questions, and that's about it. It was a great experience. Again, Nick the team at Polaris, thank you again for letting us have a chance to ride and share the experience with some of our local friends up there, plus a few other riders that were in the area at the time to get a chance to ride with Nick and the gang. Everybody, watch for a video to be posted by Lenn Stang. That's my name on Hardcore Sledder. I'm telling you, you're going to love the new chassis. You're going to love that new VR1 or that new Launch Edition Matryx chassis. They're both great sleds. Polaris did a knock out of the park job on this thing. Thanks, and thanks for watching our videos. And don't forget, when you do watch the video, it's going to bring you to a link on YouTube, which is Brooke Johnson. That's her channel on YouTube. Please share and please subscribe to her, because this is how she gets more gigs to make more movies and more videos and stuff like that. This helps her repertoire. So again, don't forget to subscribe to Brooke Johnson on YouTube. Thanks again.